All right, boys, we finally have rank 130. Now, a lot of players are wondering, yo, how do I farm up my rank? And honestly, the fastest way of increasing your experience points in the game is going to be doing the gold farming. Now, gold farming usually gives you a lot of experience to be able to rank up pretty easily. And whenever you do it during the half off stamina for the SP dungeon, gives you the equal opportunity to grind, because again, gold is going to be a great resource to use because you use it for pretty much building up your character, and with the amount of gold you might obtain will allow you to pretty much boost up your box CC as well at the same time, because you're going to be building up gear and upgrading your characters left and right. So farming up gold doesn't hurt you at all. Again, you also going to be boosting up your rank as well, so it is the recommended way of farming up your rank and gold at the same time. So right now we're going to be showing you guys the fastest team to beat the gold stages. Like I said before, you really need a fast team if you want to try to rank up pretty fast, because again, the faster your team is, the more you're going to be using up your AP pots, and the faster you use your AP pots means the more experience for your character or your account. So right now we're going to be starting off with the fastest account or fastest farm team, which is going to be this one, featuring the Ult Rush combination, featuring Marmus, Tyr, and Marilli. And a lot of people like to use this combination just because, again, it is pretty manageable to build because you're using Marmus, who have his Holy Relic, Tyr, Lost Vein Meliodas, and Marilli. Now, you do need your Meliodas at least, I think, like 4 out of 6 or 6 out of 6. If not, you probably have to go with a more crit chance type of build. But again, it all depends on your count. Mine's using the attack crit damage, but I'm pretty sure you're going to need either 4 out of 6 or 6 out of 6. You guys can always let me know in the comments down below, because again, it's all based on how much attack do you actually gain. So a lot of people like to use this team just because it's a lot easier. Obviously, some of you guys probably have a well-built account, so you probably don't need this type of combination. You can use pretty much whatever character you like. But for people who are looking for a great farming team, this is going to be the one you want to try to look out for, because again, with this one, as you can see, he always goes for a single target right here, and again, it's very efficient. And then at the final one, he's going to ult with Lost Vein Meliodas, and Meliodas should crit all the time. That's why I said maybe you might want to try to build up some crit chance rolls as well on your attack pieces. But yeah, he's going to ult and he's going to crit, and that is going to be pretty much the way of using this type of team. And again, it's very consistent. There's no worrying about a bad RNG. They always do the same thing where Tyr uses the single targets. So it's literally nothing to worry about. Alright, so here we are with the second gold farm team. And honestly, my personal favorite team to use, which is going to be the DK Meliodas, Mael, and Blue Danifor Liz team. Now, for Danifor Liz and stuff like that, you do definitely need this one in particular, because again, she's going to be boosting your base stats by 20% for characters who have over 100% crit defense. And then you also have her Holy Relic, which is going to give you a crazy attack blue buff. And then we also have Henderson in the back as well, who's going to give you increased damage for debuff attacks. So it's going to be very perfect for DK Meliodas, not DK Meliodas, DK Zeldris, and Mael. And again, you want to make sure you have this artifact card set as well too, because then you boost up Mael base stats per goddess that's on the field, which technically you have two, because Danifor Liz is a goddess and Mael is a goddess as well. And again, with the type of gear, like I showed with the Lost Vein Meliodas, you want to make sure you have attack crit damage on all your characters. Danifor Liz really don't really matter, but usually Mael and DK Zeldris is your best opportunity. And you can always use gold farm food as well too. I don't think I mentioned that, but yeah, you can use gold farm food if you really want to. But usually I just run like a Lost Vein team and leave it at that, or a DK Zeldris team, because Mael should be able to nuke. And obviously right now I have my Holy Relic, which I don't think it actually matters, Holy Relic Mael, but it's definitely a plus to get it, because just in case you might use your AoE instead. I know with Demon King Zeldris, he's going to rank up right here, and either he's going to use a single target or his AoE, or you might end up going with a Mael AoE at the end. So it all depends on whatever card you rank up. So this should be able to nuke because we got a rank up with our AoE, and he should be dead or close to dead. Yep. And that is the Mael team. Again, sometimes you might have inconsistent runs where you might not pull a second AoE, and that leaves you to hope that Mael actually attacks. So you might end up having to attack twice instead of once with this type of team, which is the whole goal, is attacking once per turn, which is why I say I really like this team for farming, just because again, you want to try to nuke with one card. All right, so here we are with a not so efficient team like the other ones are in terms of finish off the boss in one turn. This one is a little bit slow. Obviously, it does have its same capability of nuking, except for at the very end. Usually, that takes about 2 turns instead of, well, not 2 turns, 2 cards instead of 1 card. Now, again, this is going to be the team. We're using Tyr, Victoria, Freyr, and then Liz. Obviously with Freyr, you have his Holy Relic, which is definitely going to be a must. But if you somehow don't have Freyr Holy Relic, you can always try out other base stat boosters, especially like Echidna. Echidna works really well. I don't know about Merlin, just because she does own a debuff card, but she also is another base stat booster. But I know like Echidna works pretty well. So this is how we're gonna have a team. Oh yeah, and then also the artifact card set is this one, and this might be my last one. Obviously, when it comes to other type of farming teams, it just depends on if you have a very good AoE character. Sometimes there are some decent AoE characters, but not that great. Obviously, if you can at least beat the last floor, or not the last floor, last phase of this, and like two cards, then you have a pretty solid gold farming team. Like if you can one turn the first two bosses or monsters, then you're pretty much good. Usually for this one, you want to hope that you get a Victoria AoE, because Victoria will use her single target on the middle boss because he doesn't get a debuff on him. It's usually guaranteed. And as you can see, we do get 1 AoE, so she's most likely going to use an AoE for her second card. But as you saw right there, since I had 2 silver of Freyr uses cards instead. That's why I said this one a little bit not as efficient, because sometimes you might not get the correct card. Like obviously with the AI, he went for the silver cards instead of my AoE. So that is what you want to be very wary about. So that's why this one isn't that efficient, because usually 2 or 3 cards for the final boss, depending on whatever cards you get for the AI. All right, like I said before, again, we getting into the territory where we just pretty much using characters that can be pretty manageable to use. Now this is a team that I kind of just made up on the fly, and it's going to be using Blue Shin, Blue Lancelot, Red Jenna, and Dannifer Liz to make a super crazy attack buff team. Now, I might be overkilling in terms of damage, but again, you're just farming, so it doesn't really matter if you're doing too much overkill in terms of building up your characters and stuff like that. As long as you know the objective, which is farming pretty fast. Usually with this one, again, like I said before, is it either can be 1 card, it can be 2 cards, it can be 3 cards. It all depends on your RNG. As long as you get through the first 2 phases of bosses in 1 turn, technically doesn't really matter. You can see with this one, same thing. Just nuked. And then we just hope we can finish off in 1 turn. Obviously, your goal is to finish off in 1 turn, but again, if you can't, then 2 turns it is. And you see Lancelot go for the AoE, which is actually perfect for us. That means he's gonna one-shot. And this was a lucky RNG run. We actually had him use his AoE first, which again, it can happen. And I think that is going to be the end of the video. like I said before, if you want to use whatever team you want to, obviously AoEs are going to be the more prevalent type of team to build. If you are trying to do gold farming, but obviously you guys can use whatever you would like to. Some people like to use, you know, sometimes people like to use Philo with Fatoria or something, you know, with tier. Obviously the same thing as before, is that it's going to be like a 2-turn type of, not 2-turn, but a RNG type of team. Maybe you like to use, I don't know, Sobnuk instead. Where's my Fatoria? I can't. Oh wait, she probably at the very top. Yeah, right there. Like some people like to use something like this, maybe in terms of farming. Again, it will all depend on you guys, on what characters you do or do not have. Again, these are just options. Obviously, you can use whatever you want to, because again, the whole objective is just to be able to farm pretty fast. If you feel like your team that you made is pretty fast for your account, then that is great. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, make sure you guys double check what artifact card set you're going to be using. As you can see, I was using this one, which does boost up human and unknown attack even further, which is really good in case you are missing out on damage. So make sure you are looking at the artifact cards you're using, just in case you feel like you're missing out on a little bit of damage. Those artifact card sets can be beneficial, or maybe you can farm up some food for yourself and you can run, like, I don't know, attack food if you have a whole bunch of it, right? So you can use that instead as well. Again, it's all about using whatever you can for your account. Obviously, you guys aren't going to have everything. Like same thing with Blue Dan for Liz. She is a sub character, so this character can technically be used with green or red. As long as you have the Holy Relic for this character, which is this one, you are pretty much fine. Again, there's only a couple of teams that I showcase where she's in the front, so there's nothing to worry about if you have the other Danner for Liz instead of the blue one, as long as she's not in the front. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe again, and good luck to farming.